Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to just give people a little bit more time on getting into the Zoom room. And then we'll get started. If you could, I know Andreas answered already, but if you could go ahead and share with me while we wait to start what type of business you have, and then also if you could also let me know if you can hear me clear. Art teacher, residential construction, remodeling, marketing, strategy, PR. Again, I'm going to give people maybe a couple more minutes to get in the room before we get started. I think there's 35 people registered for the Zoom. So I want to give people a chance to get in. Outdoor education, children's clothing, shoe line. So we have a large variety of people, different types of businesses, which is great. Wine bar, yay. We'll give them a couple more minutes. Oh, boo, empty wine bar. At any time, feel free to use the chat. I do have it up on my screen, so if you have any questions, use the chat or want some clarification. I will be stopping and looking at that as well. Records reading, Divine Light Channel. Okay, so I think people can nail art boutique. So again, we have a lot of different types of businesses joining us today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Are you all ready to get started? You can answer me in the chat if you're ready. Awesome. Okay, so today we're talking about 10 ways businesses can thrive during COVID-19, and this presentation's for small and medium-sized businesses. So today I'm going to show you how to grow your business despite the current situation, 10 key things that will add revenue and create goodwill with your customers, and then also I want to let you know, just like I'm sure you've seen in tons of emails, we are all in this together. So type yes if you're worried about making money during shelter in place, you're worrying about paying your business rent, expenses, employees, or that you're going to be left behind during this time. Awesome. So if you've left feeling overwhelmed by the information, you're not alone. There's so much out there. The internet, media, and then changes can be scary. And it can make you feel powerless, especially in your business. And sometimes it can make it so you're not pushing yourself forward. So today, again, you're in the right place. If you're a small business owner in the United States, if you're a restaurant owner, if you're a service provider, or art teacher, music instructor, event company, after school provider. Yeah, definitely, Annie. Worried about staying in touch without burying my clients. So my name's Molly, for those of you that don't know me. I work with a lot of small businesses around San Francisco. And some of them, I coach them on how to grow their business, and some I actually do the work for them. So type yes if you're ready to hear the 10 ways to thrive in business during COVID-19. Great. So the first way, get creative with where and how you operate. This means, and I'm sure you've heard this over and over right now, take the in-person online. And I have some examples of different businesses I want to share with you. So hopefully this can give you some ideas as well. And especially maybe for the wine bar, this first one is going to be particularly interesting to you. So Plump Jack has added virtual wine tasting with kits. So you can order these kits of wine, they'll deliver them to you, and then schedule a time with their staff to actually do a Zoom wine tasting with them. So that's one way. Yaw makers have moved their in-person events into virtual events, and some of their classes, they're even shipping the materials, and then they have a scheduled time when they're going to go live, just like they would do in their in-person events, and you guys can do the art project together. This also creates community as well. Sassy Salon, they're selling kits, tutorials, and inventory. This is particularly interesting because hair coloring, the search for hair coloring has gone up, I think about 45% in regards to e-commerce. So, thinking about the things that people are struggling with, if they did kid haircuts, that seems to be a big struggle. They could teach a class, sell an online class on that, or how to cut your hair at home, or even doing some kind of Zoom consultation. So even though it's a service, typically, there's a lot that you can add to it to start some of your revenue. And then I don't know if you've seen this yet or not, but Instagram has actually added some new stickers for their stories. And they're doing this particularly for local retailers and restaurants. So you can actually add a sticker now that links to the delivery service if you're using Uber Eats or Grubhub or one of those apps to do your food delivery. You can add this and people can actually order in Instagram now. And they're also allowing people to promote gift cards as well, and for pickup. So again, if you're using one of those providers, definitely take advantage of that when you're doing your stories. It could really add some revenue to you and get the word out that you're open. So can anyone think of some other ways that you can get creative and think about ways you can modify your business to actually be able to service your clients right now? So I see the wine bar, Beth, is doing a wine club and a sip and paint at home event. That's awesome. Does anyone else have any other ideas for people? Go ahead and put it in the chat if you can come up with some ideas. And I'm going to go ahead and keep going, but as they come through, I'll go ahead and read those out so we can benefit. Yep, teaching online classes. That's a really good way of doing it, especially with the shelter in place. Okay. So the second way is use community and collaboration as currency. So Epicurean Trader, which is a boutique grocery store, they have a couple locations. I think they have some in San Francisco, and I think they also have some in other cities now. They're doing restaurant collaborations. So what they're allowing the restaurants to do is almost have a pop-up in their boutique, and they're utilizing it to get more people to the grocery store boutique as well, make sure people are going. Let's see. There's a couple more that have come through. Hosting letter writing Saturdays on Instagram Live. Musicians are performing via Instagram Live and Twitch, asking for virtual donations. That's great. So there's a company called Urban Adventure Club. Their whole business model was in-person events around the Bay Area. They've done a really good job about switching their events online. You can see this is an example from them. They're doing a virtual board game night for people to learn to play new games. But they're hosting a lot of different things. They're doing Netflix watch parties. There's a lot of different things you can do. Oh, that's a good one too. A local grocery store is now selling cocktails from the closed bar next door. That's awesome. Yeah, selling drink mixes, cocktail mixes. You can there's tons of things, to come up with, especially for people that don't know how to make it, or even hosting an online class on how to make your favorite drink. Chalos SF, they're partnering with Frontline Foods, which is helping feed hospitals and medical workers as they're working. And so with Frontline, people can donate to Frontline. Then Charlos is able to pay their employees and keep their business going, and then deliver food for the hospital workers. Tip number three is making sure you keep marketing, but it's important to change your message. So you have to understand what people really want right now. And so I'm going to go down this list. So they want safety. They want to make sure they're safe, the products they're bringing in their house are safe. Security, there's a lot of upheaval right now. People don't feel so secure. So any kind of products or messaging around security, free or low cost alternatives. People are looking to eliminate extra costs right now. Diversity, education. A lot of people have time on their hands at home right now, especially if they aren't doing homeschooling for kids. They have time to learn new skills. And that's one of the things I also found out from surveying the small business owners, is they're looking to up their skills level as well. So any kind of do-it-yourself at home, anything that's gonna, provide a distraction and give them something fun to do. Delivery, of course, people don't want to have to go out anymore. They want everything to come to them. So those are some key things when you're thinking about marketing. If you're doing paid ads or even in your email marketing, you want to look at some of these areas and see, can you produce some content or offer a service or a product around these areas. And then the biggest thing is, you need to tell them if you're open, if you're delivering, and what you're doing to keep them safe. It's very important to be communicating to people right now. There's Panera Breads did a pretty good job. If you go and look up their ads right now, it's actually the delivery drivers, and the delivery drivers are talking about how they're keeping their customers safe. And also some of the Starbucks are still open and delivering as well. So it's, again, letting people know if your business is open right now and what you've changed or what new products is really important. The number 4 tip is adding value and goodwill. So Pizza Express, which is a local pizza shop in Bernal Heights, is delivering free family pizza making kits for any families in Bernal Heights that have kids under 12. And that goes a long way. I mean, it gives the parents something to do with their kids. That's fun. It, keeps them active, which is great. And then it also, creates this enormous amount of goodwill. If you go and look up Pizza SF in Instagram, and you can take a look at the comments section, it's gone. People are so happy that they're doing that, and you can believe that people are going to be ordering pizza from there over another pizza shop because of it. One Martial Arts, which is karate studio out in the Avenues, the way they shifted was they added free virtual private lessons to the classes. So if you keep membership, they're giving some 15-minute one-on-one virtual classes. And they also started by letting anyone on their mailing list go to their classes while they were working out the kinks of how to run them. So again, it's a way to communicate to people the value that you're still adding. And so even if you have a fitness company, definitely think about what you can do via Zoom to keep people members during this time. And people still need to work out. They still need to be healthy. So, giving them things that they can do in their house will be really beneficial, because again, it's providing the distraction as well. The Good Chocolate, they've been doing these factory tours, and they've been pairing it with different events. So they had a factory tour and a Easter egg hunt that they had on Easter. They've also been doing jazz and factory tours. So again, It's during a set time. You join them live, and then you can participate with them, and it gives people, you know, it introduces them to the product. It also gives them something fun to do. Whole Foods has been giving out recipe substitutions. So as you can imagine, you know, since people aren't going to the grocery store as often, they may not have every ingredient that you would normally put in, like, let's say, a grain bowl. So what they're doing is saying, well, if you don't have this ingredient, here's some other ingredients you can use if you have them around your house. So again, that's adding value to the recipe. It's making people more comfortable being able to cook at home. So in the comments, can you think of some other ways to add value and goodwill? Sorry, in the chat. Create membership deals. Let's see, rebranding. Delivering local and sending out regular email updates. Yep. Having a clear vision. That's great. Thank you guys so much for participating too. Let's see what else. Offer free segments of first aid, wilderness first aid courses. Doing some free classes and then offering private package virtual classes. Personal letter. That's great. Okay. So my fifth way of you know, helping your business thrive is, of course, adding new products and services if you can. So El Sur added 24 frozen bake at home. So you can buy these empanadas unbaked, and they give you instructions on how to do them at home, and they'll deliver them to your door. And then the other thing they've added to this is they've added some extras so they can get that customer checkup. So you can order wine from them. You can order sauces to go along with this. That's a good one, Leslie. Cross promote with other businesses for strategic partnership collaboration. Awesome. LaGarza Sports added a new product. They added virtual PE. So again, for only $25 for 5 classes, 5 days a week, you can buy for a week. The kids can do virtual PE with one of their coaches. Again, that keeps their coaches employed and then also keeps the revenue coming in. And again, Epicurean Trader added quarantine survival gift boxes. And so you can order these and send them to your friends and family. KES, it's a fashion company. They started making face masks, which, you know, everyone in California needs now. So they're also doing goodwill by providing, if you buy one, they donate one. And one of the things you want to think about when you're looking at new products is you can go into Google Trends and see, you know, is this something that people are actively searching for? So if you look here, Google Trends on face masks, like if you look, you know, way back last April, it barely had any search volume, right? And then look at how it's spiked now all the way up on this. So, you know, definitely this is something that people are like actively looking for. Also, another idea, again, the take and make at home. If you look at the trend, I'll show you the trend on bread making at home as well. So Mr. Holmes Bakery, you know, they were in a situation where all of a sudden, just like most of our businesses, you know, all their retail stores had to shut. Their wholesale contracts all got canceled. And so what they did to, you know, they did a huge shift of their manufacturing. And so they started with these $25 bread starter kits. And you can see here, you know, they've added a ton of revenue back in. So right now they're delivering to 47 states. Mr. Holmes Bakery has a couple locations. I think it's San Francisco and LA. You know, they have a pretty good size following on Instagram as well. But they're hoping to get to $100,000 a day by next month in sales. So by, you know, thinking a little bit out of the box, it definitely, you know, you can definitely add revenue back into your business. And again, when we look at Google Trends on how to make sourdough, you can see, you know, like there's a little bit of search over the year, but then all of a sudden, once shelter in place hit, huge spikes in people actively looking for these kind of things. Another thing too is, you know, Beretta, which is a local restaurant, they converted to takeout, and it doesn't have to be high tech, right? Even if you didn't want to add a third-party app like Uber Eats or Caviar or DoorDash, you know, all they did was take butcher paper and write and put it in their window, and then, you know, there's instructions on how it works. So it, again, don't think you have to build a whole new website or, you know, learn a new program, those kind of things. You can definitely you know, do a low tech way, and just by communicating with stuff in your store window. Let's see. You know, I don't, Beth has a question about phasing in the reopening. I'm still waiting to see what that's going to look like. You know, there's a lot of talk about, you know, making things half capacity in regards to restaurants. So, and then if you look at the way China reopened, people were not as quick to go and eat in these establishments. So I think, you know, focusing on being able to do delivery and takeout is still going to be really key, and partnering with, if your particular business can't open its doors, partner with another business that can. The sixth way is communication. So Good Eggs, when this first started, they sent out through their email a communication on how they're keeping people safe and keeping their employees safe as well as their customers. And then again, when before the true shelter in place was in effect, martial arts had to decrease the volume of people in their locations at one time. So they sent this email out as well, letting them know, you know, letting people know how to put their membership on hold or to keep their membership, and how they're going to run makeup classes to keep that going. Again, just low tech way, Moonlight Cafe over in Bernal Heights, they just put out a sandwich board that says, you know, these are the days of the week we're open. This is how you order for takeout, and, you know, this is where we're delivering. So anyone that's out and about walking will see this, and, you know, if it's letting them know that they're still open and able to service customers. The seventh way is becoming a little bit more flexible in your payments. So again, you don't have to build a whole new e-commerce website to get products up and going. You know, you can do something via your email list and ask them to Venmo you, PayPal you. You can take payments over the phone or a text. You can use the third-party apps like DoorDash or Postmates, those kind of things. For service providers, you may want to think about allowing people, instead of to pay all up front, maybe allowing them to pay over 12 months, and then, you know, having some kind of modified payment agreements, so that way you can still have clients and revenue coming in. Beautylish, they allow you to shop now and pay later. Again, you can, you know, charge interest, do those kind of things. but again, trying to make sure that you're still selling products. The 8th way is making sure you're securing capital well before it's needed. So the payroll protection programs reopen again. The economic disaster loans are open again. Also, on my website, which I'll share later, I have links that I've been updating almost daily, where if I find out other programs that are sort of hidden, I've been putting the links up there and how to access them as well. So it could be, you know, for software, a lot of the software providers are allowing you to skip paying for 2 months. So you just have to apply for these things. And so I'll go over those as well. Again, I also have a little quiz that I know some of you have taken that customizes to your business based on your business size, different resources that you can access. So feel free to check that out if you're interested. Also, GoFundMe has been doing a lot of allowing people to donate for fundraisers. Let's see. I'm just going to check the chat really quick. I don't know about Facebook and Salesforce not giving grants to businesses that sell alcohol. You would have to take a look. I know the Facebook program, they're prioritizing businesses that help the community. So definitely make sure you do that slant as well. Also, someone, Dan, wrote in gift cards for smallbusinesses.com, which could help your business as well. Okay, so it does say, so if you sell alcohol, they won't allow you to apply for the Facebook or Salesforce. So, but again, GoFundMe is a good way of raising some capital and getting some donations for your business. Ambiance, I saw they're pre-selling gift cards, and so if you buy the gift card now, they're giving a little bit of a discount off, and so again, this is helping them with their cash flow as well. And let me just do a time check really quick. Okay, we're doing really good. Okay. Another thing you may want to consider is relaxing your returns and cancellation policies. So I know when you look at Marriott, they revised their policy because, again, so many people are nervous about booking travel right now because we don't know when we're going to be able to get out of shelter in place or allowed to travel for fun. So they're trying to encourage people to start booking, and so they've really relaxed the cancellation. And then, of course, number 10 is planning new ways to replace lost income. So this is really interesting. Lazy Bear, which is a restaurant in San Francisco, they converted their restaurant sort of into a commissary grocery store that you can go in and do stuff. So can you convert your business into something that people need, like grocery store, a smaller shop, corner shop. You can, Beth has a question. Do you think discounts are necessary? So I think that it could be necessary to give a discount, because if you can't provide the service right now, you need to incentivize people to why should they part with their cash now. So Ambiance also added a new program, Ambi Care packages. So they're adding sort of this personal styling, and it's similar to like the Stitch Fix model, where they're shipping clothes out to you. You answer some questions, and then they'll come up with some outfits and send them to you. And we did talk earlier about adding virtual courses or live online classes. So again, a lot of people are doing fitness at home. They can't go to the gym. That's a really great area to do, or even, things that people normally wouldn't need, they could go and get that service done. offering classes on how can they do it at home. Even as a bar, it can be, how do you make your favorite cocktail at home and take a class. Again, it's something fun for them. So it provides a distraction, and not only that, you're teaching them something. And I wouldn't worry about them not coming back to your bar because they know how to make that now. They're still going to come back because, again, they want to see their friends or the community as well. So I just want to recap really quick, and then I'm going to open it up to some questions as well. I sort of went through this sort of fast, but definitely. So to recap, get creative with where and how you operate. Use community and collaboration as currency. Keep marketing, but change the message. Add value and goodwill. Add new products and services. Communicate. Add flexible payments. Secure capital well before it's needed. Relax your return policy or cancellation policies. And again, start coming up with new ways to replace this lost income. If for a replay of this, as well as I have one other sort of like quizzy kind of thing with some ideas that are specific to these types of businesses. So if you're coaching or consulting, restaurant, bar, beauty, fitness, home services, real estate marketing, kids programs and activities, health services, transportation, auto repair, florist, clothing boutique, and e-commerce. And I think I also have, I didn't put that up there, but I think I added events as well. If you go to businessresources.converty, and I'm going to place this in the chat. Hold on one second, just so you guys have the link. If you go there, it just asks you some questions. Really, I'm interested in hearing everyone's business story about COVID-19. But at the end of it, it will give you a customized list for these types of businesses and give you some ideas on that. So hopefully that helps as well. And then remember that, everyone's in the same situation. We're all in it together. So making sure you're supporting your local small businesses is really important. How do you do replays? Do you mean from like this, or Annie? The replay isn't there yet. So after we finish this Zoom, I will be putting the replay up. Oh, what is my email address? I will type that in the chat for you guys. So I'm at blogorithm@gmail.com, so you feel free to email me there as well. And if you do email me, just say, like replay for this class. I am going to be putting together an email after this with specific links and resources for you guys. And I'll also include the links in that email for the different programs that I've found that are giving help to small businesses. On there, again, there's a couple that are this week, just so you know. So Facebook is open. Salesforce, I think, opens. I've seen 2 different dates. I saw the 24th of April and I saw the 27th of April. So making sure, and that one's only open till May 6th. Also, the Verizon has a program that is open until the 28th of April, and that one is for low income and trying to think of what else. But anyways, all the programs I have in the description, it will tell you who's eligible for it. That way you don't have to keep searching all these pages. So hopefully that will help you guys as well. Does anyone have any questions? Because I do want, it's great to get feedback from everyone. So if you have a specific question about your business, I'll go ahead and read it out, and then maybe we can come up with some ideas together. Yeah, you can go ahead and forward it, John. That's fine. Does anyone have any specific questions?